Hello everyone and welcome back to Madden 2002 in the Cowboys franchise mode. Firmly here, underway in year number 6. We're in week number 2. We have not simmed any games here. We watched the first one where we picked up our first win under our new coach and regime against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road, by the way, in Arrowhead. And now we are moving ahead straight on to the next week against the St. Louis Rams back at home in Irving, Texas. So I wanted to watch the first game of the new regime, and of course I wanted to watch the first home opener, which just happened to be back-to-back weeks. So that is what we're going to get into. And sorry, the recording gets a little laggy, gets a little glitchy. It happens. But we are taking on the Rams, which is no slouch of an opponent. Both of our first two opponents, we have the AFC runner-up in the Kansas City Chiefs, who we managed to beat, and now we have the reigning NFC West champion in the St. Louis Rams, who are 10-5-1. Honestly, I think they've won it like every year that we've been doing this. I don't know who else has won the NFC West, if not them. Maybe the Seahawks, but I don't know, but they went 10-5-1 last season, and unfortunately lost by 3 points. I wanted to say last-second field goal, but I don't know if it was a last-second field goal. But they did lose by a field goal to the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round, which knocked them out. So the Rams have been a perennial playoff contender, but haven't really been able to accomplish it. As of course the Eagles in our own division have won back-to-back Super Bowls. So we're going to try our best here at home, but hopefully we can pick up our first home win right after our first win, just period. And we're already off to a good start as Chuck Dunn fires this one off to Terry Glenn, the veteran president in the receiving corps. He gets himself a reception here early on in this game to help us get further into St. Louis territory. On a 3rd and 9 now, the Rams defense is showing some resilience, and Chuck Dunn on the run tries to zip this one across the middle, and that ball is going to be dropped. And so now on 4th and 9, we're going to bring up Ted Stuckey to try and finish off this drive, at least with some points, and he manages to do that for us. So 3-0 is going to be the lead here after our drive stalls out in St. Louis territory. So St. Louis unable to do much with the football, so we have it again, and Roland Rich shakes off a tackle, and he's off in open space here into the secondary. Can anybody catch him? It's a foot race. And he's finally going to get someone to catch up, and he's going to drop the football, and the Rams are going to drop on top of it. And so Roland Rich, with a huge 59-yard from scrimmage, is going to fumble the football once someone finally catches up to him. Did not secure it, buddy. You know you got to put both hands on it. But the Rams were unable to do anything with the football, so we're going to be moving once again. And Chuck Dunn already making up for a lost time here with a pickup. I thought it was Otis Cameron, but it's not Otis Cameron. There's a couple of receivers, backup tight ends, who get involved. It's Terry Glenn. It's Terry Glenn. Who else but Terry Glenn? But Terry Glenn gets himself another reception here, and we are moving the ball once again. The first quarter is going to come to a close. 3-0 is the score, of course. So on a 2nd and 10 from the Rams 30, Chuck Dunn fires this one off. He checks it down essentially, and it's caught. And now cutting upfield and getting the first down. And I think that's another one where it might be Mike Williams. Yeah, I think it's Mike Williams, our backup tight end, who catches this one and gets us the first down. So I had to check the roster sheet, but it is Mike Williams, the backup tight end, who I believe we signed a free agency to be the backup tight end. So inside the red zone now for the Cowboy offense, Chuck Dunn fires this one off again to the other side, and this time I believe it is Otis. No, I think it's Terry Glenn again. I believe it's Terry Glenn again. I can't tell the 88 or 89. I know. And no, it is 89. It is Otis Cameron, our first-round pick from last season, finally gets himself a touchdown here in this game. So we are moving pretty well here, taking a 10-0 lead over the Rams, of course, pending the extra point. Get another look at this nice little touchdown here as Otis Cameron makes good use of the play after the catch here, cutting upfield and getting about 6 or 7 yards to get into the end zone. So with the football again, as the Rams offense has really been stagnant here in this first half, and Chuck Dunn finds Williams, the backup tight end, and he's off to the races and getting across midfield. It's a huge chunk play again, and our backup tight end is really getting involved here. Interesting enough. Maybe this is just how Jim Punker wants to design the offense, get the other guys all involved. So 1st and 10 now in Rams territory. It's a pitch to Roland Rich, and he's going to get to the outside edge, breaks one tackle, and gets brought down again. I think by London Fletcher, I believe. But he gets brought down again, but not before picking up the first down. So Roland Rich trying to make up for the little mistake he had earlier in the game here would have for sure helped us out a little bit, but it's okay. We're still moving here. So we're still winning, importantly. So we're going to hand it off to Roland Rich again, and he's still continuing to work here, picking up another first down. And this dude's literally, I mean, look at that, 16 yards a carry, man. He's just absolutely feasting right now, outrunning Marshall Faulk here, one of the best running backs in the game still. So Chuck Dunn on the next play here, going to fire this one across the middle, and I think it's Williams again, the backup tight end, and it is. Where is Otis Cameron, bro? Where is he? Why is he not on the field for these? First and goal now for the Cowboy offense, and pressure is going to get into the backfield almost immediately, and Mo Collins has no choice but to grab a hold of somebody as the Rams were sending a whole bunch of pressure, got in the backfield before the handoff could even really get made to Roland Rich. So not only was it a negative play, but now it's a hold. So fast forward to a third and goal, we've worked it back to the 6-yard line, going to fake the handoff here. Chuck Dunn fires it across to the right side of the end zone and just misfires to Otis Cameron as that one sails out of the back of the end zone. So going to have to rely on Stuckey's leg again to get us some points, as this is now going to be the second drive of this game that we've worked it in to Rams territory and have just been unable to just fully capitalize on the opportunity. But still 13-0 is a good score here, especially when our defense has been doing so well to contain this high-powered St. Louis Rams offense. So we know it's effective. It's getting some age on it. We know it's getting some age. Players might be regressing, but it's still one of the better offenses in the game. You already saw from the pregame stat buildup. So, and they're finally going to get involved here as it's Hill, the fullback, not even Marshall Faulk, but the fullback is going to get to the outside edge, and he's going to pick up a nice little chunk on the ground. And now the Rams are finally cooking something here on offense. Going to try and get back into this ball game now, being down 2 possessions. Got to get something going. So on a 3rd and 3, our defense is trying to get him off the field. It's going to be handed off to Marshall Faulk right up the middle, and he was right at the line of game, but I'm not sure if he got it. I think he was short. I think he might have been brought down short. It was a good call, but 4th and inches. So yeah, they're going to mark him just barely short. And so the Rams need any kind of points, I guess, and they're going to rely on a long field goal here to get him back into this game. And it is good. Brown's 41-yarder is good. So it's going to be 3-13. That's going to be your score. We're going to hold on to a 10-point lead over the Rams here into the second half. So Chuck Dunn now scrambles over to the left here. Plenty of time to throw. Finally lets it go across the middle to Otis Cameron, who's going to at least pick up a first down. And he was under some cover, or under some pressure there, as he had to just kind of find a way to get loose here from the linebackers. And he does eat it. It does eat a big tackle here. So first down, but fast forward to a 2nd and 6. We're going to hand off to Roland Rich. Roland Rich getting to the outside, following some blocks, has plenty of open space, and he's going to get into the end zone. And his productive day continues to remain as such, as he is just absolutely showing us why he should be the starting running back for the Cowboys moving forward, man. Don't need an Emmitt Smith. We got a Roland Rich. So the Rams are finally going to try and answer something back here. So on 1st and 10, Kurt Warner flips this one off quick to Marshall Faulk, shakes off 2 tackles, and he finally has to get brought down. I believe Chad King, our free agent linebacker, is able to wrap him up from behind and bring him down after Marshall Faulk evading 2 tacklers. So that's what he's dangerous to do. And we're finally seeing it in this game. And as the very next play, he's following an open running lane and just kind of bursting through the gap here and getting to the first down marker before being brought down by King again. So 1st and goal in the last 30 seconds of the quarter. Kurt Warner under some pressure here, and Dexter Coakley going to get inside, and he's going to wrap up Warner and bring him down. And Kurt Warner had no hope there, man. The line just completely left Coakley unblocked as he surged through the offensive line here. So 20-3 is your score now at the end of 3 quarters, man. A pretty sizable lead. So 17-point lead over the Rams here, but they're going to have to Marshall Faulk, who's making some shimmy moves here, and Jared O'Neal didn't even have a prayer of getting a tackle down. So Marshall Faulk's got quite a bit of work to go before he catches up with Roland Rich, but if he's getting points for the Rams, then he's doing just fine. So 10-20 is now your score here. Chuck Dunn fires off a deep shot here, and I believe that's Otis Cameron again. It's not. It's Terry Glenn. So Terry Glenn remains to be productive in this game as well. I haven't called him in a couple quarters, but here he is getting a nice catch and an even bigger tackle, man. Oof, it's absolutely clobbered there, but we are dominating the Rams through the air, so we're going to continue that as we snap this one from the 14. Chuck Dunn's going to hand off to Roland Rich. Roland Rich running with someone here, and he's going to get brought down. But there's a yellow hanky on the field, and that's because that tackle was not a legal tackle. You cannot grab the face mask. You cannot grab it. So we're going to take a 5-yard face mask, which is just going to be enough of what we need for a first down. So fast forward to a 3rd and goal, the Rams are really trying to keep us out. Roland Rich doing everything he can, breaking some tackles, but he can't just cut upfield and get into the end zone. So he's going to be kept out. And the Rams have had enough of our run game. They are just trying to stop it by any means necessary. They want us to stop. And so it's going to be a 4th and goal now for our offense as we're going to have to rely on Mr. Ted Stuckey to come out now and further increase our lead to 23-10, pending he makes it, of course. This is still, possibility that he misses it, but I don't think he will. So Stuckey, from about the Rams' 10-yard line, is able to nail that 21-yarder straight on through. So 23-10 is now your score, but the Rams still plenty of time to work here. And on 1st and 10 here, they're going to dump this one off to, I believe, Isaac Bruce, who's able to catch that one and get it inside, or it might have been Torrey Holt. Right, I'm not sure. I got the names written down again, but no, it's Isaac Bruce. Okay, I thought so. Isaac Bruce. So he does get it, and now the Rams are working inside Cowboy territory. Kurt Warner, plenty of time to throw, and he takes that time as he finds an open receiver and is brought down, and I believe this time it is Torrey Holt on the other side. So now the Rams working inside the 15-yard line. That might have been Isaac Bruce again. It might have been. But either way, we're going to get another look at it. And I believe Marshall Faulk might have been a huge block. Man, did you see that block? That was a massive block. Good on him. But it is Isaac Bruce again. And he was under double coverage with Jarrett O'Neal and Justin Nippert as well. And they were not able to stop that. But our defense forcing a 3rd and 10 here in the Rams, trying to get into the end zone. And it's not going to happen. As it's not Bryant Westbrook. Someone else is donning number 38, and I believe it might have been, I think it's Dre Bly. I think Dre Bly I think it's 36. But on 4th and 9, the Rams, out of desperation, got to go for it here as they're down by quite a bit, and Kurt Warner is going to find an open receiver in the end zone, who I believe is Torrey Holt this time. I think we finally found Torrey Holt. But either way, the Rams are going to get themselves back into this game a little bit, get a little bit of sign of life here, and they're going to go for the onside kick, and we're going to recover it safely. So now the Rams are within striking distance of us. It's now 17-23 is the score. There's a minute 37, so with this onside kick, you'd think we'd be able to just kind of burn the time away here. We have great field position, but on the 3rd and 4, we need to pick up this first down to be able to win the game here in victory formation. We're going to hand it to Roland Rich. Roland Rich getting caught on a block here. He can't break free, and he's going to get brought down well shy of the sticks. So that means that time, we can only expire so much here. We're going to get it down to just under 50 seconds, and Ted Stuckey, very long field goal, and he just barely scrapes over the crossbar, and that is massive, man, because that's going to really help us out here. Going to extend this one back to 2 possessions, and so 26-17 is going to be your score, which is 45 seconds left to go. The Rams with the football now, 3rd and 10. Warner down to the last couple options here. Deep shot, and it is caught, and now off to the races. No one else is going to catch him. I'm not sure which receiver it is. I think it's Torrey Holt again, but a 68-yard pass from Kurt Warner down the sideline, and there's only one man to beat here, and into the end zone goes Torrey Holt, as now the Rams have gotten within 3 points yet again, pending an extra point, or within a couple, pending an extra point here. But Jarrett O'Neal couldn't make a play on the ball here, tried to go for the shoestring tackle, did not work here, and no one else was ever going to catch him. So, humongous play for the Rams, and now this onside kick really is for the game. It's batted for a second, but we do manage to recover it. So, with that, we are now able to kind of knee this game out. So, the Rams do claw their way back into this game here and come within 2 points after the extra point, but we are able to hang on here. It's a little bit too late. Maybe if they had another couple minutes, they probably would have pulled off the comeback here. But this is a humongous change, because we already know in the Will Newton era that those huge leads. Remember, it was a 17-point lead heading into the 4th quarter, and it only managed to be a 2-point win. So those huge leads we would lose in the Will Newton era, but Jim Punker able to hold on here and just contain the Rams just enough here to stop the comeback. So we extend to 2-0 with 2 pretty major wins, a huge comeback over the Chiefs and Arrowhead, and now a huge win over the Rams. And Chuck Dunn, man, an amazing game from Chuck Dunn as well. That cannot be overstated, man. He had a pretty amazing game. Normally the completion percentage is what holds him, but this game it did not. And Roland Rich, 165 yards and 17 carries, man. And Terry Glenn was also feasting today as well. Mike Williams getting himself involved, which was interesting, but Otis Cameron, the tight end, with a touchdown. Not much to speak about on the line. Justin Nippert leading the team in tackles. Chad King with 2 TFLs. Dexter Coakley with that big sack that we saw. So it's Trevor Quick, who's the draft pick that we had, who's 38, by the way. So coming back into the Hub World, we sim that game on the road to Carolina, and we do manage to win it pretty big, but then we suffer our first loss of the year against the Broncos, who are 4-0, and they absolutely blew us out, man. They blew us out. So maybe that's the sign that we are still just a class away from the top teams in the league. Who knows? But we're going to head into this game here against the Seahawks. It's another home game, and hopefully we can get a huge win against the Seahawks. That was something Will Newton couldn't do, so let's see if Jim Punker can get it done.